All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the James Torrillo Show. The Dodgers are World Series champions. I'm here with my guy, Roon. Let's go, dude. World Series champs. When you hear the word Dodgers, what comes to mind?
Trophies.
I'm saying. Dude, we started, for the people that are a little confused, we had the Dodgers podcast. We had Dodger Faithful along with Rams Faithful. I had Roon on Dodger Faithful. We decided to combine all the podcasts into one and make it the James Torrillo Show. And no better guest to have on the first episode since the merge than Roon himself. Big Dodgers and Rams fan right here. We had the podcast since, towards the end of the regular season for the Dodgers. And then I think our first episode, we filmed right before the wild card round against Cincinnati. Yeah. We did that. Then we filmed an episode after we beat Philly. And then now we're here, I think, right? Now we're
I
here
think so.
after we won the World Series. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you would know that the Dodgers have gone back-to-back. They are back-to-back World Series champions, 2024 and 2025. Show them the hoodie, Roon. Show them the hoodie. There we go.
Fresh off Fanatics, ordered it the night we won the World Series because I missed out on all the gear last year, and I was kind of mad.
Yeah.
For like a year because they didn't restock any of it. Fanatics, I like Fanatics and all. I buy a bunch of jerseys from them, but they're not very good at restocking stuff. So if you're a big Fanatics buyer like I am, make sure if there's something like this you want to buy it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you will not regret it.
Yeah, I did a little bit of shopping that night as well at 2 a.m. I got a Yamamoto the Gold jersey. I got one of those off of eBay. It's a fake one. I got it for $50. It came in today. It's pretty nice. It's not like one of the authentic ones, but it's pretty nice for.
I will say I would call myself a jersey enthusiast, but I will say with the baseball jerseys, you can't easily spot fakes. You really have to look at them. But with the football, it's so easy. With the football ones are. Especially with the Rams, because their numbers are kind of
faded numbers.
Odd, yeah.
So I had a fake Stafford jersey, but it was kind of crappy. So that's why I got Stafford when I got the rivalry jerseys. Forgot what they're called, but that's why I got Stafford. But
those are gonna look so. A bunch of Rams fans, they hate on those. They don't like the rivalry uniforms. I feel like everybody's gonna shut their mouth once they see them on the screen. They're gonna be so nice.
So awesome.
I've played with them in Madden multiple times. They're great, and I wish it was a night game that we wore them.
Yeah,
but I mean
that would make sense because it's midnight mode or whatever they call it.
But I mean, it's whatever. Just the fact that we're wearing them. I hope it's an every year thing that they just wear them one game a year. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but.
Yeah, I hope they just don't wear them once, and then it's they never.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's gonna happen though, because they just said you wear them once, and then next year 2 different divisions are gonna be getting their rivalry jerseys. I think it's AFC South and
as an alternate.
I think so.
What I would do is get rid of the bone jersey and just replace it with this.
Yeah,
I don't like the bone jerseys. I know that's kind of a hot take, but
I don't hate the bone jerseys, but. I don't think they have any use. If anything, the bone jersey should be replaced with a throwback, the rivalry uniforms, or something new. They could go with I don't know if I'd like an all yellow, kind of like how it was back in the Color Rush days. I liked the Color Rush ones because they were simple yet effective. I just think there'd be too going on. I think it's too. I don't like the yellow that it would be.
It's too bright. Now,
and comboing that with royal blue, I don't think that looked good.
Yeah,
it looked acceptable because it was navy and yellow, but I'll die on that hill. I loved those uniforms.
Yeah, I liked them too, and like you said, with the darker blue, it was definitely better. But I mean, I just want them to bring back the throwbacks, like you mentioned. Get rid of the bone jerseys. Bring back the throwbacks. Imagine a Matthew Stafford throwback jersey or a Puka throwback jersey.
Oh my God, I can envision that right now, and I want to buy 20 jerseys.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be.
I know they make
Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk era throwback jerseys, modern throwbacks. Every team's doing it. I look at the Buccaneers, I look at the Titans, I look at the Seahawks, I look at teams like that, and I just get so jealous. I'm like, the Rams could do that so well, and they
They
just
could
choose
have like
not
the
to.
best ones.
Yeah, exactly. They could easily have a top three throwback jersey.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, the Rams got a huge game this upcoming Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. But let's talk about the champs for a little bit, the Dodgers, while we're on the topic of LA sports. I mean, I made an episode earlier just talking about like an update in LA sports, but I didn't really go into the details of the Dodgers World Series run and how they won, why they won, and what's to come next. I mean, there's so much to come next. We have a few free agents that are coming up. We got Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, Michael Kopech. They're all free agents. Michael Conforto. We got a few guys that we need to re-sign. Is there somebody specific, obviously besides Kershaw because he's retiring, that if you're if you're Andrew Friedman, you make it a priority to re-sign?
Well, first off, if Miguel Rojas didn't prove that he has a spot on this team next year in that game seven and even in that game six at the end there,
Yeah,
I don't know what else he'd have to do. I think Miguel Rojas is a guy you sign on a pretty team friendly deal and get him back for a year after he said he will be retiring after this next season. Doesn't matter what team he's on. So I think bringing him back on a team friendly deal would be a no brainer. And same thing with Kike Hernandez. I think Kike Hernandez, you could bring him back on a pretty team friendly deal. But because he's not a main piece of this team. I mean, sure he was in the postseason, but when you look at this season, he was not an everyday guy.
no. Yeah, no, he wasn't. And I 100% agree with the Miguel Rojas take. I mean, obviously the game-tying home run was the most clutch thing he could have possibly done. But you got to keep in mind that play he made in the bottom of the ninth with the bases loaded is not a routine play no matter what. And to do that with the World Series winning run in Game 7 about to score at home plate is ridiculous. I mean, that gets overlooked, I feel like, that play because of the home run. And I just can't believe how clutch he was. And even in game 6, he made the barehanded catch and fired it over to Freddie at first. He scooped the ball from Kike in left field at the double play to end game 6 as well, to double up the runner on second. I mean, like,
I wish I wasn't busy on Halloween and got to witness that game-ending double play. That would have been sweet, but
yeah,
things
yeah.
happen, and I've learned not to spend time with women on Halloween anymore. So don't do it, guys. It's not worth it.
The Dodgers are more important. Life lesson.
Exactly. I should have known what's more important, and I should have watched.
Yeah, there you go. You got to get your priorities straight, dude. Come
That's
on.
about the only that's about the only World Series stuff I didn't. I watched like half of that. I watched like the first 5 innings of that game six, and then I missed
Mm,
the last 4 innings of that game, and they're probably the most important of the series, and that's how it was
yeah.
last year. Uh, I got to stop skipping Dodgers for women. That's my thing. That's can't do it. Don't do it, guys.
Did you stay up for all of game 3?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I think we were texting back and forth during that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We were.
Yeah, that was just.
It was what, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for you when it
It
ended?
was 3 a.m. at the end of it for
Oh
me.
my.
Yeah, it was insane, dude. I mean, that's only midnight for you. Like, that's obviously late, but like, dude, I was up sitting in this exact spot watching the game from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. That's almost a 7-hour game. It was insane. And who else? I think you said it. You texted me when it happened. Who else? I
I
think
said
that's all you said.
I said who else, because who else but Captain Clutch, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. Who else but Frederick Charles Freeman? I mean,
Exactly.
2 years in
Exactly.
a row, he hits a walk-off home run in the World Series. He's the only player in MLB history to hit a walk-off home run in the World Series more than once.
That's
Only
that's
player ever.
crazy. That is
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, it is
Freddie
just
Freeman is one of the biggest when you look at not just postseason risers, but World Series risers. I mean, you look at what he did when he was in Atlanta in 21, and then when he comes over to LA, and he gets it good. Last year, of course, with the walk off grand slam, and then
mhm.
this year with the game three walk off home run.
Dude, it's ridiculous what that man can do, and he's
Wow,
got
dude.
2 years left as a Dodger. Do you think after his contract is up, do you think he's done? Do you think he leaves? Do you think he stays? What do you think happens?
You know, I would look at it. He's pretty old. You look at him. He's just first thing you think about him is he's old. I think
Mhm.
he will finish out his Dodger contract, but then after he is done with his Dodger contract, he will retire or he will play 1 year on the Braves. I think it's apparent whenever we go to Atlanta, he's crying. It kind of makes me mad a little bit because
Hmm.
but I mean, at the end of the day, he gave us two World Series, so
Yeah.
not mad about that. But I really think he does. He would like to play another season in Atlanta, so I wouldn't be surprised if after his 2 years left with us are up, and he just packs his bags, goes to Atlanta, and finishes out his career there. But I mean, he is pretty old, so and I think if he doesn't finish out his baseball, his player career in Atlanta, he will definitely end up as probably a bench coach at some point.
Yeah, I could see that happening, and I feel like he could play a few more years after his contract is up with the Dodgers. It's not like he's, not good player anymore. He's still great. He's still, in my opinion, he's the best first baseman in baseball still. Defensively and offensively. I think he's the best first baseman in the league. So if he plays 2 more years with the Dodgers, that would leave us to 2028 would be his first year off that contract. I could see the Dodgers sign him to like a 1 or 2 year deal to end his career. I don't think that's, I don't think that's like a, you know, ridiculous thing to
That's
predict.
not crazy. It's not crazy.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous. So, I mean, I think Freddie's probably my favorite guy on the team now that Kershaw's retired, which is another thing we have to talk about. Clayton Kershaw. Where do you I know, it's sad. It's sad. I have watched Clayton Kershaw sit for 13 years probably since I started watching baseball. He's been my favorite player. There's never going to be another Clayton Kershaw, and I don't think some people realize this. I mean, some people are like, "Oh yeah, he's easily a top 10 pitcher of all time." I'm like, "Yeah, and the grass is green." Like, obviously he's a top 10 pitcher of all time. Like, what are we talking about? That's like that to me, that's like saying like, "Oh yeah, Tom Brady, he was so good. He's probably a top 10 quarterback of all time." No. Like Clayton Kershaw, I don't think people realize how ridiculous this man was in his prime. Where do you rank Clayton Kershaw amongst pitchers in the modern era ever?
It's hard to say anything other than one. And I feel like the only thing that really drags him down from a potential one spot is it's always the argument, oh, he's not clutch in the playoffs. But if you look at some pitchers that are ranked up there, some of them didn't consistently go to the playoffs. So at
Yeah.
the end of the day, is it really are they really trying to delegitimize Kershaw's career solely based off his performance in the postseason?
Right.
I think if you try to say that he's not the best of all time because he couldn't perform in the postseason, I mean you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're just wrong, straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, I always hated that argument. Oh, he's a postseason choker. I've always hated it. And it's the same thing. I say the same thing about Aaron Judge on the Yankees. Everyone gives him a hard time. He's such a great player, and then people say he disappears in the playoffs. I feel like all those years with Clayton, it's a similar situation to how Aaron Judge is now on the Yankees, where all the pressure is on him because he is the guy on that team. And I'm not saying they fold under the pressure. That's not what I'm saying. But you saw, like, the argument I use for Aaron Judge, as much as I hate the Yankees, is that the 1 year he had some help with Juan Soto, they got to the World Series. It's the only time Aaron Judge has been to the World Series with the Yankees in his career, right? As soon as Clayton Kershaw started getting some help, like around 2020 when we won our first championship with him, he was great in that postseason. He won Game 5 for us in the World Series, gave us a 3-2 series lead. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how he won Game 1 against Houston in 2017 and then was cheated against in Game 5 in Houston. The only reason he got lit up that game was because they knew what was coming. So it's pretty easy to know what's coming, especially when Kershaw's fastball and his curveball are about, 16 miles an hour difference. So it's easy to time that up when you know what's coming. So nobody, gives him any, excuses for that. But then you got a guy like Justin Verlander, who's another future Hall of Fame pitcher. He was 0-6 in the World Series to start his career in his first 6 World Series starts. 0-6. Nobody talked about it. If that was Kershaw, oh my gosh, people would be tearing him apart. People
Yeah,
would. I mean, I still like up until a few years ago, I had people being like, "Yeah, Kershaw's probably a Hall of Famer." Probably, probably. What do you mean probably? They think they're
probably.
being like generous. They think they're being like generous, saying like, "Yeah, he's probably a Hall of Famer." That's not being generous. It's the greatest pitcher of all time. He has the lowest ERA ever in the modern era. That's ridiculous. And you can argue that there are some other pitchers like back in the day that are better than him, but I think the game has evolved to the point where nowadays the players are better than the players 100 years ago, and that I think Kershaw is a better pitcher than guys like Cy Young. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think guys like Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, I don't think they're getting carved up by Cy Young. Like that's just not happening.
Yeah.
Shohei's hitting one out of Dodger Stadium off Cy Young. I'm sorry. Uh, and kind of going back to how you're talking about like how there people were saying is Kershaw probably a Hall of Famer. That kind of just reminded me of that one clip of Allen Iverson getting like he's getting interviewed. He's like, "I'm the MVP," and you're talking about practice. Like
Yeah.
it kind of just brought up that, but and I
Yeah.
will say a lot of the reason Kershaw is getting the disrespect he gets is because of the uniform that he wore.
Oh yeah.
A lot
Oh,
of
100%.
people, a lot of people. I mean, it's obvious don't like the Dodgers, but people really haven't liked the Dodgers for years, and it was before they started, winning just casual back to back World Series, and uh, at first it was they choked at first, then it was they bought the World Series, then it's just all this stuff, and it's always they try to just take away what the Dodgers have earned, and if it was any other team, they'd it'd be a positive, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's just how if you're a Dodger fan, you kind of have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, do you really care if you're sitting here with two of them in the last 2 years?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't. I sure don't.
I 100% agree with you, and I've always said the same thing about Kershaw. If he wasn't a Dodger and he was on a team like, I don't know, the Marlins, everyone would be in unison by saying he's, you know, like undisputed best pitcher of all time. But because he's a
Exactly.
Dodger, I feel like people have their second thoughts because it's like, oh, I don't want a Dodger to be the best pitcher of all time. It's the same thing like if he was on the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Phillies, like a team that isn't very well liked outside their own fan base. The Dodgers are the most hated team in sports right now. So nobody's going to give Kershaw credit, and they didn't to begin with. They're especially not going to now. So that's a great point that you bring up. It's going to be sad to not have Kershaw on the team anymore because it's all you and I have ever known our whole lives. Kershaw's been a Dodger. He's been, kind of like,
I think I'm pretty sure Kershaw's MLB debut was before I was born. So that just
that's
kind of
insane.
puts it in perspective. I'm a junior in high school. I'm 16. He's been
Yeah.
pitching all of my life, and just to have that, you knew it was coming because last couple years, he's getting old and he really wasn't pitching full seasons and being that number one guy. But still, just to not have him on this roster next year, it's going to be different. But
Mhm.
fortunately, the Dodgers, I wouldn't say spoiled, even though we kind of are spoiled. The man, the myth, the legend, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And then you got Blake Snell, who
Dude.
really, really loved him this postseason. He was one of my favorite guys to watch. And then you got Roki Sasaki, who people forget that he is a starter. He just
Yeah.
didn't start games in the postseason, and he really dominated in his role.
Yeah.
That should be talked about way more. He dominated as a closing pitcher.
Yeah, he was phenomenal out of the bullpen, and like you said, people forget that he's a starter. Like if you look at next year's starting rotation, you have Shohei, you have Yamamoto, you have Snell, you have Glasnow, and you have Roki Sasaki. Roki Sasaki is our is probably our what would you agree fifth best pitcher, fifth best starting pitcher? Not to try to not to
Say
try to
out of
compare, but
I would say as of right now, Roki Sasaki is our fifth best starting pitcher. But
It's crazy because he'd be an ace
it
on
is
any other
crazy
team.
because I feel like on a bunch of other teams, he could be the two guy or in some situations, the one guy. The Dodgers just starting pitching is probably their their best strong suit right now. Kind of going back to free agents, here's one situation that I think every Dodger fan has chanted for and been loud about. It is letting Michael Conforto walk and
Mm.
signing a guy like Cody Bellinger.
Mm.
And I feel like you can make that happen because A, his familiarity with the team. Of course, he played with them from what was it, 17 to 2020.
Yep, correct.
Did I get that right? Yeah.
17 to
So
22. Yep.
you have the familiarity there. He spent time with the Cubs and Yankees. Didn't work out for him, I guess. The only thing with Bellinger, though, is that he's seeking a contract that a lot of people think is an overpay, which I don't think it's an overpay. And if you take the two players, Cody Bellinger and Michael Conforto, I think you put 100 people in a room and you say, would you rather have player A, Cody Bellinger, or player B, Michael Conforto? All of them will choose Cody Bellinger. And it also, the front office knows him, the coaching staff knows him, Dave Roberts knows him. It just makes sense all across the board.
Yeah.
He really could. I feel like if you sign Cody Bellinger, that starting outfield, it looks like Teoscar in right, Pages in center, and then Cody Bellinger can play left. And then you'll have Tommy Edman who can come in play outfield. No more Justin Dean, sadly.
Yeah.
That sucked. No more Ben Rortvet. I really liked Rortvet. He
Yeah.
was cool.
He stepped up. He was pretty good for a guy who batted like 090 in the minor leagues. He was
Yeah.
pretty
Oh
good.
no, he was a very underrated part of this
Yeah.
team coming down the stretch of the regular season. But just getting back to it, the Cody Bellinger move, it makes sense. Will it happen? I'm not saying it's for sure going to happen, but if I'm the Dodgers, if I'm going to invest any money in a big signing, I think the biggest signing that would need to happen for the Dodgers is Cody Bellinger. And you can look at there's been a little bit of buzz. I don't know if you've heard the Dodgers are interested once again in trading for Steven Kwan. So it definitely shows that the interest in trading for another outfielder is there, and
Yeah.
acquiring another outfielder is there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I think Bellinger would be a nice move. I think it would be another nice addition. I think it would make this team better.
Yeah.
And what do you want to do? I know we've won back-to-back World Series, but they're looking for the three-peat. We want the three-peat. And what do you do when you want your team to win a World Series? You get better in the offseason.
Yep.
This would be a no-brainer move, in my opinion. Will it happen for sure? Don't know.
Yeah.
That's my take on that.
Yeah. No, it's a great take. I think that's that's really everything you said was pretty much on the money. I would love to see them go after a guy like Kyle Tucker, and if they miss
That's
out on
another
Kyle
guy I think
Tucker,
would be a no-brainer move.
yeah, I think you try to go towards Kyle Tucker because you need a like a you need a guy that you can just sit in right field. That's it. You and I have discussed that Mookie Betts is that guy, and that it would be nice to have Bo Bichette at short if we go after him, and then we switch Betts back to right field. But
I would love that. I remember when Bo Bichette was on the trading block. I think it was last year. It was either last year or the year before. I remember he was on the trading block. I'm like, I would love this move. I'm a really big fan of Bo Bichette. I would love if they traded for Bo Bichette and they moved Mookie back to the outfield. And when you know Bo Bichette's a free agent again, and Mookie, but they really like Mookie at shortstop, which don't get me wrong, Mookie is not bad at shortstop at all. He's great at shortstop. He's one of the best shortstop in the league. I would say he's a top 10 shortstop.
oh, absolutely, easily.
That's easily. It's not a bad take. But
No.
I think again going back to the conversation of making this team better, preparing this team for a third World Series run in a row, I think in a perfect world, you get Bo Bichette and you move Mookie to the outfield, and you could either do that and keep Pages there, or I feel like you could potentially maybe bench Pages. You can get a Cody Bellinger still, but I don't know. I don't think the Dodgers are looking to spend a ton of money. I know they're interested as well as acquiring a high leverage bullpen arm. So you look at guys like Edwin Diaz is the big name, but that's
Dude, could you
still a
imagine
ways away.
October
Man,
comes around and we're
the
at Dodger
trumpets and
Stadium
Dodgers.
and the
Oh my god,
trumpets hit? Doo, doo, doo.
goosebumps,
Dude, oh my gosh,
goosebumps.
that'd be so tough. That'd be
Man,
so tough. I
that'd
would
be
love to
great.
get Edwin Diaz. And now it's easy for us as Dodger fans to sit here and say, "Oh, let's go out and get that guy. Let's go out and get this guy, that guy."
We have enough money. We can
It's
we
easy
could
to say
we could
that.
buy the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, I don't think it's ridiculous to say it's realistic that we go out and either get Kyle Tucker or Bellinger, and then we also go out and get a guy like Edwin Diaz. I don't think it's ridiculous to say that at all.
It's not. It's not. I
No.
think Kyle Tucker, it's less of a chance because one, he's the hot commodity. Everybody's going to be looking to grab him versus a guy like Bellinger. Bellinger's a guy who has more familiarity and you can get him on a cheaper deal. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for
Kyle
them to
Tucker
go
would
after
make this team
Tucker.
way better.
Yeah.
I will agree that.
I would love for them to go after Tucker, and if they can't get him, then you pivot to Bellinger, or vice versa. Go after Bellinger, you can't get him, pivot to Tucker. Because I really do like Andy Pages, but
I do too. I
his
really
his performance in the postseason and leading up to the postseason and at the beginning of the year was saying it was bad would be an understatement. As much as I really do like
yeah,
Andy,
no, his postseason. I mean, he got benched in the World Series, and
yeah,
that's not great. And I don't know if you got it, but I just got the notification that Tarek Skubal just won AL Cy Young. So that's
wow,
cool, back to back. And I think Paul Skeens will win National League.
yeah,
He should,
yeah.
because as much as I think Yamamoto's the best pitcher on planet Earth,
Mm.
Skeens had a sub 2 ERA, so it's pretty hard to beat that.
That's ridiculous.
It is. It
That is
is.
absurd. That is genuinely absurd. It was like 1.97. I mean, how
Yep,
is that even
that
possible?
right on the money. 1.97.
Yeah, that's video game numbers.
It,
Like
it's it's a shame he's on a team like the Pirates, and I think there was a little bit of speculation him saying he wants to go to the Yankees. Some
I
you
was
know,
just gonna say that to you.
if
I
that
was just gonna
happens,
ask
I
if you
will
saw
be
that.
pissed. But at least he didn't go to like the Padres.
I would hate if he went to the Yankees. Which I mean, eventually the dude's gonna be a free agent and he's gonna
Yeah,
sign
and
either the Yankees or the Dodgers. Let's be real.
he's gonna want to go somewhere where he knows he can win because he is one of the best pitchers in baseball, if not the best pitcher in baseball right now. I would say he's the best pitcher in baseball. A very attractive girlfriend too. Yeah, you couldn't talk about Paul Skeens without mentioning that. Come on, man.
You can't.
But
You can't.
I had to.
But yeah, I mean, no, the top three pitchers in baseball are the two guys that are going to win Cy Young and Yamamoto, right? Skubal, Skeens, and Yamamoto are the top three in any order you want, right? I think we can agree on that. And I think Snell's probably number four. I think Snell's right there. So there's a
It's
lot
not
of
far off.
talent, and there's always going to be rumors. The Dodgers are in every rumor. The Yankees are in every rumor. But I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Skeens ended up being a Dodger or a Yankee or going to some big market team in free agency in a few years. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would like to see him stay in Pittsburgh though, because the Pirates. I would like to see Pittsburgh become a baseball city again. I don't.
Unfortunately, just terrible ownership group over there. Terrible, absolutely
Such
terrible. And
a
you hate to see it because baseball is notorious for having the worst ownership groups in sports. And a lot
yeah.
of people, that's why when the argument comes up that the MLB needs a salary cap because the Dodgers signed this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, it's not so much a salary cap, it's a salary floor because you have these owners like the past owner of the A's who just refuse to spend money. That's why the stadium looked like crap. That's why the teams looked like crap. And it's just unfortunate that stuff like that happens, and we see that with teams like. I don't really think the A's are a crappy team anymore. They're an up and coming team. Guys like Nick Kurtz had to be careful when I said that name. Uh, and then got, you got guys like what was it, Jacob Wilson? Was
Yeah.
he a first
Yeah.
baseman?
Lawrence
But they're an
Butler.
up and coming team. Lawrence Butler, he's cool too. Things like the Rockies. Rockies not a great built team. Pirates, like we said, Pirates not really greatly ran. Marlins horribly ran. Just
Yeah.
The MLB just has terrible ran ownership groups, and the Dodgers are not one of those. Hence why I'm sitting here with this sweatshirt on.
Yeah. It's a shame because people think the Dodgers are ruining baseball when it's actually the teams that suck that are ruining baseball, if anybody.
It's easy to sit there and blame the Dodgers because they're winning so much.
Yeah.
It's easy to blame it.
Could you imagine like if years ago, like when the Patriots had that dynasty in football, like people were like, "Oh, the Patriots they're ruining football because they're too good." Really?
That's not what happened. But the thing with the Patriots is that it's not so much they went out and signed every big name. I mean, sure they got Randy Moss in what was it, 01?
No, it was they got Moss later, like 07, 08, like that undefeated season they had.
Really, that
Yeah,
late?
yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was in 01.
Well,
But
don't worry, they won the Super Bowl that year too. So
yep, who'd they beat? Who'd they beat? It's
we
all
don't have
right.
to bring that up. We don't have to
It's
bring
all
that
right. The
up.
Rams won the year before, so it's all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully, we get a Rams Super Bowl run this year. A Dodgers World Series and a Rams Super Bowl in the same year. I
Dude, the
I don't
merch
know.
they could make for that.
Dude, that would be insane.
Dude, imagine
And
like and Stafford and Kershaw are best friends. Imagine they both like have the trophies and there's like a
imagine
picture.
how
Mm.
crazy I would get. I think I would jump off my roof. I'd be so excited. Maybe not that much, but I
Well, when we won our last Super Bowl, I was straight off of COVID and I ran outside
no.
in the snow in my socks. I ran like a mile down the street just because
Yeah,
I was so excited.
when the Dodgers won the World Series, I got in my truck, I had a Dodger. It's actually up there. I had that
There you
Dodger
go.
flag hanging out the window of my truck, and I had Max Volume playing the Randy.
Oh, let's go. That's great. That's
And
great.
then I'll have to. I don't know if I showed you the video, but I have a video of my mom spraying champagne.
Really?
My family gets crazy.
That's awesome. That's
I
great.
don't know if I've told you, but my parents, it's a house divided. So my brother is a Browns fan for football. He likes the
Okay.
Browns. Don't ask me why. I'll tell you why. It's because Baker Mayfield. Because he likes Oklahoma a lot, and since Baker Mayfield won the Heisman, he just followed Baker Mayfield. Now Baker
Mhm.
Mayfield's gone, and he's stuck.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, and then I'm a Rams fan, and then my parents are 49er fans. So
How'd you become
that's
a Rams fan?
sometimes it's my grandpa. I went. I was at my grandparents' house in Tulare one time, Tulare, California, and I'm up there, and they have the Rams game on the screen. I'm pretty sure it was Rams Saints. I think it was for some. I know it was a Rams game. Obviously, I don't remember the opponent, but I remember asking what team you like, and he said the Rams, and pointed at the TV because the Rams game is on. And so I went home and I played Madden 16, and I played as the Rams, and that was just my thing. I would play Madden 16 all the time. Nick Foles at starting quarterback, Todd Gurley, Tavon Austin, Aaron Donald, Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brandon Cooks was on the Rams at that point. I think it was too early. I think
He
it was
was
before
later.
Brandon
He
Cooks.
came 2018.
Yeah, so too early for Brandon Cooks, but just guys like that. I think Robert Woods was
Was
Robert.
drafted
Yeah. Oh
2018.
yeah, no, that was too early then. But Todd Gurley, Tavon Austin, Nick Foles, Aaron Donald, Robert Quinn, guys like that, and that's how I became a Rams fan. And then I'm
There-
very glad I am not a 49er fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's true.
sometimes with my parents being 49er fans, sometimes it's not so great. Sometimes, like this last weekend, it is great.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I went out to say good game, and they immediately accused the Rams of cheating.
Oh, cheating.
Uh, they were joking, I think, but I mean, whose house? It's my
Rams house.
house. It's Rams' house, and it's my house.
That's right.
I need a Rams flag. I don't have a
Yeah.
Rams flag.
Can I get you one?
I do. Yep, just like that one. I'm trying to where I don't think you can see back there by my
Mm.
door. I have a towel from a game I went to, and then one of my neighbors actually went to the NFC Championship game and got me that towel.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that is sick. And then I have just a Super Bowl champion poster.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I can't wait to decorate my room with more Rams Super Bowl stuff hopefully this year,
Hmm.
and I have this.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
But you want to know what's not so awesome, and you want to know why I feel guilty having it on my wall?
Why?
Much like we talked about earlier, a woman caused me to miss that. Caused me to yep, yep. I was talking to her about it, and she was like, nothing good's gonna happen in game one. I'm like, I don't know.
No.
So, yep. Who cares? Because I witnessed a Freddie Freeman
No.
walk off, single this year, and his
Yeah.
18 inning walk off. Will it ever be as good as that? No. Will I forever look at that and want to punch myself in the nuts? Yeah, yeah. But I've wanted to trade with my brother because my brother has like the same exact thing, except it's just a picture of the team like jumping together after they win. And he said no. I'm like, why? But I'm about to go in there and replace it because he doesn't have that one hung on his wall.
Mm.
Nor does he have the Miles Garrett signed jersey on his wall yet. Because
Oh wow.
I think I'm gonna buy. I need to buy a Rams signed jersey. I just don't know who. I can get a Cooper Cup one for pretty cheap, but
I
Cooper
have a Cooper
Cup,
Cup one.
yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I have it
But
framed in my room. Yeah.
I want either a Matthew Stafford or a Puka. Maybe an Aaron Donald, because Aaron Donald's
Yeah.
greatest defensive player of all time, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's right. That's right.
But I just need one because I have this wall right here. I have my monitor right there. There's my very yep, I have a Minecraft white screen that illuminates me. That's pretty ghetto. But I have that wall and there's nothing on it, and that is perfect
Yeah.
space for a signed jersey.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, very nice. Well,
Or Dodger signed jersey. I
yeah,
don't know.
never know. Never know. So, yeah, I mean, everything's looking up LA right now. Dodgers are World Series champs. The Rams are 7-2. Rune, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the James
Of
Torrillo
course,
show
of
here
course.
tonight. Rune is going to be on here for pretty much any Dodgers related episode like this episode, and then you can catch Rams Faithful with me and Jordan on this same channel as well. So
I,
thank you
I was
guys.
about to I was about to ask you if you ever want me on Rams Faithful or anything like that. I'm happy to come on because I love talking Rams. I talk Rams to people who don't even watch football sometimes. Like I'm not invested.
Yeah.
If you ever want me on,
Sounds good to
I'm
me.
I'm
So
always
maybe
welcome.
maybe you guys will have to tune in to Rams Faithful to see Jordan, myself, and Rune too. So that's it for this one. We will see you guys next time. Go Dodgers, go Rams. Rune, any last thoughts?
Uh, so nice we did it twice.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Back to back champs. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Imperial Highway, the big nasty.